Your next student is your next comedian is a senior. His major is broadcasting, and the fun fact about him is although he only weighs 130 pounds, he did play football in high school, just not very well, it says. And I've seen him, I think, the last 2 years. He's really, really funny. I'm looking forward to seeing what he's coming up with this year. Give it up for Greg Monahan.
For sure. My name is Greg. I'm a senior here at Grand Valley, which means I do not care about school. Not even a little bit. I do care about spring break. Spring in general, because spring is the best time of year at Grand Valley. T-shirts, shorts, open-toed shoes. Go ahead and wear those open-toed shoes, just make sure not to wear them on the bus. But you're not well read on the subject, and that's why I'm here. Rapid driver removed. Let's go back to October when, a GVSU junior complained to the Rapid after a driver made a comment that she felt was inappropriate. She was wearing flip-flops at the time, and when she got on the bus, the driver pointed at her feet and made the following comment. Who's the lucky guy who gets to kiss and suck on those things? I wish I was him. Okay, a few things. First of all, Mr. Bus Driver, you cannot go from the creepiest statement ever to trying to elicit sympathy in the next sentence. Who gets to kiss and suck on those things? Because I wish I was him. Second of all, and maybe I should have started with this, but what the fuck? Process here for a second. First, a girl gets on the bus. The driver decides he's going to compliment her. Okay, off to a bad start. Then the driver decides, well, what should I compliment? I think I'll start with her toes. Girls love it when the first thing you compliment is their toes, right? And then then he's like, well, what about her toes? Well, I know I'd like to kiss and suck on them. And I couldn't possibly keep that to myself. So let's tell her that. Verbatim. Because that will end well. Now, let's take a look at this bus driver. His name's, Stan Gay? Stan Gay, like not even like Marvin Gaye with an E on the end, just Stan straight up Gay. That sounds like a porn name, but it sounds like a porn name that he had to like think up at the last second. Like there was a big convention and there were like everyone coming up with their new porn names and he was like second in line. And the first guy in line was like, I'm gonna be Johnny Hardwood. And then they go to him and they're like, what's your name, man? I was gonna be Johnny Hardwood. And then I was gonna be Johnny Hardwood. So they're like, Johnny Hardwood's already taken, man. What's it gonna be? He took my, sorry man, you're gonna have to come up with one. Stan what? Stan Gay. Stan Gay? Stan Gay. Not even go with Stanley, are you? No, Stan Gay. Now, that guy is weird, but you're probably thinking, no, Greg, you're weird because apparently you carry around old lanthorns from October in your pants. And that's a very valid argument. However, I worked for the Lanthorn, so I have access to this stuff, and I want people to read the paper more, but there's only two situations where someone does read the paper. One, they really like Sudoku. Oh, we got some Sudoku fans in the back. And 2, your board is shit. That's right, I mean, you might read it once in a while, but it's not like the first thing you do when you go home is sit down, kick back your chair, pet your dog, and open the Lanthorn. No, you read it when you're bored. So, to increase readership, I've started leaving Lanthorns where I predict bored people are about to be. It's like, oh, back in the 50, headed downtown, have a stack full. But I seriously do. I seriously leave Lanthorns all over the place. I plant them here, I plant them downtown for other people to pick up and read and grow as humans. In other words, I like to think of myself as the literary version of Johnny Appleseed. I almost didn't tell that joke because I knew what the people who weren't laughing were going to think. They're just going to be like, really, Greg? Going with Johnny Appleseed humor in the finals, huh? That's what you went with, and yes, it is, in fact. I just bought a car. I bought a car like 1 week ago. It's the first car I've ever bought in my entire life, a manual transmission. And, yeah, manual fans, all right, I guess. And though I would never do it, because drunk driving is bad, but I feel like drunk driving where the manual transmission is way worse. Because I get confused halfway home and think that the stick shift was a joystick. Go! Turn left! Shoot the laser! $2,500? I don't even get a laser car? But I wouldn't drive drunk, so I get my friends to DD instead. Which is good because no one gets to drive my car because having a manual transmission is kind of like eating a girl out. No one really knows how to do it. So it's like, hey man, can you please DD tonight? Yeah, I guess, but can we at least take your car? Of course we can take my car. Do you know how to drive a manual? No, I don't. No one knows. No one has a manual anymore. Shucks, sucks to be you. Looks like we're taking your car. Now let's go get drunk. Wait, no. Let's go get me drunk. So, I'm a senior. Like I said, I'm a senior, and this is actually my last Lakers thing. I almost call it last comic standing, but I'm starting to feel a little old because I'm about to graduate, and some of my friends are having babies. Like babies, like real life babies. Who does that? Why? It's a problem because I kind of hate babies. I'm not cold-hearted. They're just a victim of circumstance. Because whenever someone's around a baby, they have to act like a baby. They're like, oh, goo, 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 and it's stupid. And I'm worried about it. See, I'm concerned for our planet because, West Michigan, think about this. What if God, busy guy, right, only has a little bit of time, can only check in on this planet like every 50 years or so, and he looks down and sees that. You know what he'd say? He'd say, St. Peter, do me a favor and knock something loose from the asteroid belt and send it on toward Earth. That planet turned out to be a bunch of baby people. Could you imagine if we did that? Like if we mimicked the age group that we were meeting, like whoever it was, just like go up to an 80-year-old man, nice to meet you, good sir, and then open a Reader's Digest, tell a bad story, and poop your pants. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Wash your hands, you know what I was.
Who's the lucky guy who gets to kiss and suck? I think he keeps his job if he doesn't say and suck. There's an example of a guy who just didn't want his job anymore.